Have faith, let begin. When it starts right now.
Welcome to Have Faith. Let it begin. Here's your host, Angel Santana.
Ariel, can you say have faith?
Let it begin.
Let it begin?
Let it begin.
Say have faith.
Let
Let it begin.
No.
No? Okay.
It's a boy.
Hi, Noah.
Noah!
Noah.
Jesus. Happy birthday, Noah!
Caitlin.
You did amazing.
You just put those back in. Noah.
Good morning. You listening to Have Faith, Let Begin. And it starts right now. How is that, Daddy?
It was good. Good morning, and welcome to a special edition of Have Faith, Let It Begin. How special? Because I only get to start by welcoming you to the Monday edition of Have Faith, Let It Begin. And now, without further ado, if you listened to last Monday's episode, you would have known that you had homework. And Dr. E is back, and he is taking all of our homework and making sure he grades them. And without further ado, Dr. E, the show is yours.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Dr. E and Ellie Takes Over, the Have Faith, Let It Begin podcast. Angel Santana, Have Faith, Let It Begin will be my co-host today. And today's topic, as I told you last week, is our very special Christmas story. So let's get right into it. Everyone should have watched the Charlie Brown Christmas special. The Charlie Brown Christmas special, which has probably been around since the early 1960s, is a very heartfelt and warm and symbolic, special. And we all know our favorite underdog, Charlie Brown, who the world absolutely just tries to crush and step on his big fat head and call him names and make him feel bad about himself. And everything bad that can ever happen always happens to our dear Charlie Brown. But somehow at the end, it all kind of turns out okay. And in this particular instance, Charlie Brown, everyone has a beautiful Christmas tree, and they take their Christmas tree and they cut it down and they put it in their house and they decorate it. And poor Charlie Brown, of course, he gets the Charlie Brown Christmas tree that's no one wants. It's the last one left. It's the tree that is not loved. And it is the tree that absolutely, really everyone just is laughing at him and making him feel terrible. And it's the tree that just is basically the tree from nowhere. And as things turn out, I think Snoopy and everybody kind of gather around and rally around our friend Charlie Brown, and they take that little Christmas tree and they kind of spruce it up and they make it beautiful. And at the end, the take home message, of course, is that Christmas is not about all of the gifts. It's not all about the accoutrements. It's not all about the good food. It's not about any of that. It's really about the warmth and feeling of what the Christmas spirit is. And that Charlie Brown Christmas tree is the symbolic mechanism of, not to put too much emphasis on something that's supposed to be beautiful when we can find beauty in even the least beautiful thing as it surrounds Christmas, because Christmas is about Christ. Christ is the center of Christmas. So I'd like to take a moment and share my Charlie Brown Christmas tree story because it really means a lot to me, and I think that you guys will get something out of this. So I've told you guys, or on my podcast, I did not grow up in lavish circumstances. On the contrary, we were very, very, very poor, and we lived in the projects, and we really didn't have anything, to be honest with you. Christmas was wonderful because we had love, but there was really not much other than that we had to make our Christmases a little more, interesting. And one year, the first year, I think after my father passed away, we didn't even have a Christmas tree. So we were walking down the street, my mother and I, and we happened to just be passing one of the apartment complexes, and someone put their Christmas tree out. It was one of those plastic Christmas trees, and I think it stood about maybe 2 feet high. And it was just basically, I guess it had seen better days, and it was truly a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. And my mother and I took one look at this tree that was out on the garbage, and we looked at each other and we started to cry because that was our Christmas tree. So we took the Christmas tree, this little 2 foot artificial Christmas tree, and we ran back up the street to our apartment, and we started to put it on the kitchen table, and we started to clean it from all the garbage that was on it. And we tried to, buffer it up a little bit. And my mother had taken design classes when she was in school. And, we went down to the 5 and 10, and I think we had $5, and we bought some garland, and we bought some, a couple of little balls. And the tree had bulbs in it at one time. They were like sort of like, the screw-ins, but there were no bulbs. So we got a couple of bulbs, and we just kind of prayed that maybe if there was, we knew there is a God in heaven, right? We had belief that there was a God in heaven, that perhaps maybe, even though this was a garbage tree, and it was a Charlie Brown tree, maybe by some miracle, maybe the lights would light. And we put a couple of balls on it, and we put the little icicles on it, and the garland, and the whole thing. And then what we did something very interesting. We put the tree on a stand in front of the picture window that was in our little apartment. And the picture window, was this big picture window. And the tree, being it was so small, was almost like a triangle. So we put it on this stand, and then you couldn't see the bottom, right? Because the pane of glass, cut it off.
Yeah.
And we plugged it in, and lo and behold, the Christmas tree, when it lighted up, it lit up. And when we went outside, we went across the courtyard to the other side of the projects, and everybody had like their little decorations in the window. But our Charlie Brown Christmas tree was the highlight of the entire complex, because if you were looking from the outside, it looked like we had a 6-foot Christmas tree, and what you were seeing was just sort of the top of it. But they didn't know that, no one would know that that was the whole tree. But if you were to look at it, that was everything. And every year from when I was, I guess, 10 years old, that tree, we would lovingly put it away for the year, and we would bring it out every year. And then I went to college, and we still did it. And then I went to medical school, and we still did it. And then I got married and had kids, and we still did it. And then I started making money, and we still did it. And Angel, right to the right of me, as we do the Have Faith, Let It Begin podcast, to my right is my Charlie Brown Christmas tree that I no longer put away anymore. I keep it out all year round, and I turn it on whenever I want, whether it be July or January or December or May. It doesn't matter, because it reminds me of a better time. It reminds me of what's important. And it reminds me that the center of Christmas are not the presents, but Christ. Angel Santana, your thoughts?
Wow. What a really good way to start the week. An amazing story. I love personal testimony. You know that. And there's nothing better than to hear that from you. This is what I would say for all of you out there as we close out in a remarkable episode. And thank you, Dr. G, for the homework. I think it was well said and well understood. Christmas is not a story of just gifts. It's a story of hope. Christmas is a day that we get together and we celebrate. We celebrate the meaning behind it. For people of the faith, we celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. But nothing more than any other holiday brings us closer together like Christmas. Of all different types of religions, of all different cultures, because it isn't just a date on a calendar. It is a feeling in the heart. And even as an adult, we will find ourselves just wondering what Christmas Eve is going to bring. We remember each and every morning that when we wake up, we have celebrated yet another year of hope, love, and joy. On behalf of all of us here at Have Faith, Let It Begin, for Dr. E and myself, we would like to thank you for joining us for this special edition. And now I'm asking all of you to do me one favor. There's a special episode of the CROC podcast that will be airing this morning at 9 a.m. And I encourage all of you to listen to it and also follow along every Sunday. So we have a piggyback today, 7:30 right now, all the way through. And now you're getting a double factor. I will be back on his show, and that is the CROC podcast, and that's at 9 a.m. For everyone out there, may God bless you. May God be with you. May he shine his light upon you and grant each and every single one of you peace on earth, as we will return with Dr. E again next Monday as we continue to count down to Christmas. Have a good one, and never forget.
Have faith, let it begin.
Thank you for listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin. We'll be back tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. That's right, Ariel. We're done with another show. And it's always great to have this show with you, my love. You know, we're going to encourage each and every person to listen to our show every single weekday. That's right, you and I are going to help change the world. Do you think that you can do that for me? Huh? Yeah, you know you can. She does. We want to let you know, and yes, we encourage you to listen to our show each and every weekday, and it's going to be live at 7:30. Make sure you're subscribed to our show. Make sure you get ready, fasten those seatbelts, because Ariel and I and my family are going to bring you a new topic, a new story each and every day, right? Isn't that right, Ariel? Yeah. And she's smiling at me. Guys, enjoy your day.
Thank you for listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin. We'll be back tomorrow.